Okay. Welcome back to the MP podcast. My name's Mariah, and I am your host and creator and founder of Mastering Progress, the brand, a lifestyle company that also is the parent of the MP agency and a few other things coming down the line, and now the MP podcast. We were called the Pop before, but I have decided to rebrand and rename and fit the podcast right back under the Master in Progress brand because the pop no longer fit where I want to grow this podcast. And it was also started with a co host who decided not to move forward with the podcast right before we launched, which was like, I was like, you know your limits, and I'm happy with that. And I still want to do the podcast. So I moved forward and I kind of went along with that theme. And I think now we've kind of outgrown it. And it's time to keep everything cohesive. That was my other thing. Like the pop was a little bit, it was off brand, and now we're on brand. So, welcome to the MP podcast. And I am so glad to have you. I'm so glad to be back. It's about a year since I last popped on here. Um, and I had to go. Life hit the fan, and it's been a crazy 8 months. I lost a lot, and I'll definitely get into that. That's going to be a whole podcast episode um about different types of losses that I've had in the past few months. Jeez Louise. It feels like it's been years, but um we're going to have nice little conversations about that. And also, I just needed time to kind of recuperate and, like I said, really think about where I wanted this podcast to go. And now we're back. We're here. We've made it. I love it. Next question. A lot of people like to seem to ask me right now, I guess because I'm 26, and I guess when you're 26 you're supposed to be dating or married or whatever. No, Ray is still single. Would I like to be married? Yes. I would love to be a wife. I would love to be a mom. But right now, that's not what is in God's plan for me, which I am totally fine with. But it's also none of your business if I'm dating or not. Um, I have come to the conclusion, especially in the past few months, that it's better to keep people out of your relationships, and no one should know really if you're dating or not until you wind up on Instagram with a ring in an engagement video that I may or may not have planned. No, I do have an engagement video planned for whoever my future husband is. It's going to be amazing. The cinematography is going to be out of this world. But no, I am still single, and I'm happily single because guess what? That means I haven't found the person for me yet, and that's okay. I'm working on my business, I'm growing myself. Does it get depressing at times because I'm like, I would be such a good wife? Yes. But I'm also like I said, if it's not in God's plan for me right now, that is absolutely fine because He has other stuff planned for me, and I am very much happy with it. And we get to talk about that also in another episode. But no, I am not dating. There are no prospects on the horizon. And uh once again, that's none of your business, so we probably won't bring it up again, like I said, until I pop onto Instagram with a ring on my finger and you'll see the wedding recap from the wedding in Italy. Otherwise, I have learned everyone should stay out of other people's relationships because you really don't know what's going on, and other people's 2 cents can ruin a relationship. So mind your business. Stay out of your friends' relationships. Stop sharing all your information with your friends about what's going on because it does not help in the long term. And that's that. So, Mariah's single. Uh, I'm not really mingling. I think I'm just focused on work. No, not I think. I know I'm just focused on work and growing the business, and I think eventually I will be aligned with someone at some point, and we're just gonna go from there. Um, wow. This talking thing, a lot of people think I like to talk a lot, and like I don't really. Like I talk. I can talk. I know how to do that. But I don't really like to talk that much to like other people. But when I'm talking, like when I'm in my room by myself, as right now, I do talk to myself a lot. So this podcast is a lot of me just talking to myself, which becomes very entertaining. But what I do want to say is, even though I may be talking to myself, I want this podcast to be able to help girls who are like me or not like me. I want it to help people who are going through a lot of the same situations I am, which can be tough. And it's tough to go through alone. And so I want this to be a space for people to know that they aren't alone when they're going through life and life's issues. And um I want you to understand that, hey, there's more of us out here that are going through some similar issues and can be supportive if you want the support. um and so yeah, I have a lot of topics already listed out. I want to know what you guys want to talk about or hear my perspective on. Some of y'all don't care, and if you don't care, then why are you listening? Okay. Anywho, um, I am really, really so excited for this new journey, and I this is episode 1, and I'm just saying hey, and I can't wait to share more and have more guests on and people who are experts in their field, not just me talking about my experience, but I plan to have guests on who are actually out there who can give us solutions to a lot of our problems, which will be super exciting. And I'm really excited to be back. I think I've said that 5,000 times, but I am, and I can't wait to grow with all of you and hear all of your stories, and also just be my authentic self on here, and hopefully it connects with at least one person. So, with that being said, I hope you all have a great and blessed week, and I will see you next week. Bye.